3 small nuclear reactors are being built in an undisclosed location to power something that will change America forever. A tech company is planning to spend $100 billion on artificial intelligence infrastructure. They're not Google, they're not Microsoft, they're not even Amazon. Yet this corporation holds classified contracts with virtually every U.S. intelligence agency. They control the databases that store your bank records, your airline reservations, your government secrets. Their cloud revenue just grew 62% year over year, while major competitors struggle. They're building data centers that require more electricity than some small countries use. How did a software firm quietly become more strategically important than some government agencies? The answer involves nuclear power, surveillance systems, and a secret that goes back nearly 50 years. If this sounds as wild to you as it does to me, smash that like button and subscribe for more stories about hidden corporate empires. This is the story of how Oracle Corporation became the most powerful company you've never heard of. In 1977, 3 programmers made a decision that would quietly reshape American power, and it all started with a simple coin flip. Larry Ellison, Bob Miner, and Ed Oates were working at Ampex Corporation in California when they faced 2 competing opportunities. They could build a PDP-4 compiler for a modest contract, or take on a mysterious database project for the Central Intelligence Agency. The government project had an intriguing codename: Oracle. Mike Humphries, who became an early Oracle executive, later revealed how the company's entire direction was determined by chance. The 3 founders literally flipped a coin to decide their fate. Heads meant pursuing the compiler project, while tails would commit them to the intelligence agency's database work. The coin landed tails. The single flip secured a $50,000 contract with the agency, launching software development laboratories in June 1977. Bob Miner, the senior programmer with deep technical expertise, began creating revolutionary relational database technology. Ed Oates contributed the crucial IBM research journal that inspired their innovative approach to data management. Larry Ellison, who freely admitted he was the worst programmer among the 3 founders, naturally became their salesman. They had a close relationship with the intelligence agency, and federal officials gave them explicit permission to use the project's classified codename as their company name. By 1979, they released Oracle version 2, deliberately skipping version 1 to appear more established in the marketplace. The technology represented a revolutionary breakthrough in how computers could store and retrieve information. Most of the civilian world didn't grasp its transformative importance yet, but government agencies immediately recognized its potential. The initial contract provided both essential startup capital and instant credibility with federal agencies. Intelligence organizations desperately needed powerful systems for managing classified information, and the firm delivered exactly the sophisticated technology they required. In 1983, they officially became Oracle Systems Corporation, aligning their corporate identity with their flagship product. But the name change also cemented their permanent connection to that original intelligence project. Oracle's government origins established a foundation for a lifelong relationship with the U.S. government that would define both companies' strategy and America's surveillance capabilities. By 2003, the U.S. federal government was paying Oracle $2.5 billion per year, representing 23% of their entire licensing revenue. But September 11th had changed everything, and that massive payment was just the beginning of their master plan. Just 2 months after the Twin Towers fell, Oracle's founded their Information Assurance Center. The timing wasn't accidental. Larry Ellison saw an opportunity in America's newfound obsession with security, and he wasn't subtle about it. The company made a stunning hire that revealed their true ambitions. David Carney, the former number 3 official at the Central Intelligence Agency, joined Oracle's Information Assurance Center. Here was a man who had spent decades in the intelligence community, now working for the same firm that had started with an agency contract. Ellison became the loudest advocate for a surveillance state that most Americans couldn't imagine. He published a New York Times op-ed calling for a single comprehensive national security database that would track every citizen. The proposal included mandatory iris scans and national identification cards for all Americans. Creating such a database is technically simple, Ellison wrote with chilling confidence. All we have to do is copy information from hundreds of separate law enforcement databases into a single database. Oracle's strategy was brilliantly manipulative. They gave away their technology for free. They charged enormous fees for services and maintenance. Over 1,000 Oracle employees worked exclusively on government contracts, while the firm hired influential Washington insiders like former White House spokesman Joe Lockhart. Their political contributions exploded from $129,600 in 1996 to $821,107 in 2000. Oracle was systematically buying influence across party lines, ensuring government dependence regardless of which party controlled power. According to former intelligence officials who joined the company, September 11th meant they no longer needed to hype the threat. The threat was real, and Oracle positioned itself as the solution. The tech giant was actively constructing the technological foundation for the comprehensive surveillance state that Ellison had envisioned, with former spies guiding their strategy from the inside. When the Pentagon decided to spend $9 billion on cloud computing in December 2022, Oracle found itself competing against tech giants Amazon, Google, and Microsoft. Despite having the smallest cloud infrastructure, they won contracts that most people will never know exist. The Joint Warfighting Cloud Capability contract represented the military's most ambitious technology project. Unlike the failed single-vendor JEDI contract, JWCC selected multiple providers to support enterprise-wide globally available cloud services across all security domains and classification levels. Oracle secured authorization for the Pentagon's highest security classifications, Impact Level 5 and 6 for classified Department of Defense work. This meant access to military secrets that could determine America's strategic future. But the Pentagon contract was only part of Oracle's classified empire. The Central Intelligence Agency awarded Oracle a piece of their commercial cloud enterprise contract worth tens of billions of dollars. The National Security Agency included Oracle in their $10 billion wild and stormy cloud ecosystem. Every major intelligence agency now depended on Oracle's infrastructure. The irony was amazing. Oracle's quarterly cloud revenue was just $900 million, compared to Amazon Web Services' $20.5 billion. Yet federal agencies consistently chose Oracle for their most sensitive operations. Oracle's 162 cloud data centers worldwide suddenly became critical infrastructure for American national security. Their systems supported the Pentagon's combined joint all-domain command and control vision, the military's plan to connect every sensor, weapon, and decision-maker into a single network. By 2024, the Pentagon had already awarded $2.3 billion in task orders under the JWCC contract. Federal cloud spending reached a record $16.5 billion, with Oracle capturing a disproportionate share of the most classified work. The tech company had achieved something unprecedented in American business history. Through patient relationship building spanning nearly 5 decades, they have made themselves indispensable to every level of national security infrastructure. The corporation had successfully infiltrated the highest levels of American defense and intelligence operations, transforming from a small CIA contractor into the backbone of classified government computing that would shape America's military dominance for generations. In September 2024, Larry Ellison made an announcement so outrageous that he prefaced it by saying, "This is going to sound really bizarre." He was planning to build nuclear-powered data centers. The scale of Ellison's vision defied comprehension. Training frontier artificial intelligence models now required $100 billion investments over the next 5 years. Only major tech companies and possibly one nation could afford to compete in this new arms race. Oracle's solution was to construct a data center requiring over 1 gigawatt of electricity, powered by 3 small modular nuclear reactors at an undisclosed location. Building permits had already been secured for the reactors. Oracle was simultaneously constructing an 800-megawatt facility containing acres of NVIDIA GPU clusters. The current project alone consumed more electricity than many small cities. But even the massive undertaking was just preparation for the nuclear-powered facility. The small modular reactors represent cutting-edge technology designed to be 1/3 the size of traditional nuclear plants. Each SMR could generate roughly 300 megawatts, making Oracle's 3-reactor complex capable of powering a medium-sized metropolitan area. The competition driving this nuclear gambit was intensifying rapidly. Elon Musk's xAI had launched the Colossus supercluster, while other tech giants raced to build their own AI infrastructure. Oracle reorganized that consistent, massive energy supply would determine who dominated artificial intelligence. The entry price for a real frontier model is around $100 billion, Ellison declared. Let me repeat, around $100 billion over the next 4 or 5 years for anyone who wants to play in that game. The electricity demand from AI training had become so extreme that Oracle concluded nuclear power was the only viable solution. Traditional power grids simply couldn't supply the consistent gigawatt-scale energy that advanced AI development required. But there was one problem with Ellison's nuclear timeline. Most optimistic estimates placed the first SMR deployments in the early 2030s, while the AI race was happening right now. The tech giant was betting their entire future on becoming the nuclear-powered backbone of America's AI supremacy, willing to invest more than most countries' GDP to control tomorrow's technological infrastructure. Today, Oracle controls infrastructure so critical to American national security that former CIA Director Leon Panetta sits on their board of directors, earning millions while maintaining deep intelligence community connections. Panetta's appointment to Oracle's board in 2015 represents the ultimate validation of their government strategy. Here was a man who had served as CIA Director and Secretary of Defense, now helping guide the same company that began with a CIA contract nearly 4 decades earlier. At Oracle's 2024 Cloud World Conference, executives proudly highlighted their 47-year continuous relationship with the Central Intelligence Agency. This was an active ongoing partnership that defined their corporate identity. Oracle Cloud infrastructure revenue exploded 62% year-over-year in Q4 2025, pushing total cloud revenue beyond $25 billion annually. The company's $54.7 billion in annual revenue placed their market capitalization among the top 20 globally. Larry Ellison briefly became the world's richest individual, only to be dethroned by Elon Musk after a surge in Tesla's stock price. Oracle's data centers operate under the highest security classifications, supporting top security and sensitive compartmented information workloads. Their facilities require staff with appropriate security clearances, all U.S. citizens vetted by federal agencies. But Oracle's government integration extends beyond traditional military and intelligence applications. Their Endeca software powers law enforcement agencies for predictive policing and protest surveillance. The technology can merge demonstration data with social media profiles to identify individual protesters. Oracle databases store critical information across American society. Bank records, airline reservations, Amazon purchases, social media profiles, all flowing through Oracle systems that connect commercial and government operations. The corporation has achieved something unprecedented in American business history. They simultaneously control commercial data infrastructure, classified government systems, and the nuclear-powered foundation for America's AI future, all overseen by former intelligence officials. Oracle represents the perfect fusion of corporate power and government authority. They created a feedback loop where federal contracts fund their technological dominance, which make agencies increasingly dependent on Oracle's infrastructure. This consolidated power transcends traditional boundaries between public and private sectors. Oracle's 1977 CIA origins have evolved into something far more powerful than anyone imagined. They control the technological foundation for real-time analysis of American citizens' data across commercial and government systems. The symbiotic relationship has reached its ultimate form. Government contracts fund Oracle's commercial dominance, while their infrastructure enables unprecedented surveillance capabilities that make agencies increasingly dependent on their technology. Ellison's vision of frontier AI models powered by nuclear reactors and trained on integrated government databases represents the final piece of surveillance architecture decades in the making. The same company that began with a CIA database project now provides the infrastructure for AI-powered surveillance that can analyze behavior patterns, predict activities, and track individuals across every digital interaction. The corporation has achieved what surveillance states throughout history could only dream of: a private company with simultaneous access to commercial data, classified government systems, and the nuclear-powered computing infrastructure necessary to process it all in real time. This is the realization of Larry Ellison's surveillance state vision, where Oracle built the database infrastructure that makes comprehensive monitoring technically possible, politically palatable, and economically inevitable. It's pretty scary. The CIA project, codenamed Oracle, had become America's invisible surveillance empire. While the world debates big tech's power, Oracle quietly built something far more significant: the invisible infrastructure that controls America's data, defense, and AI-powered future. Oracle's story reveals a fundamental truth about modern power. The companies that control infrastructure wield more influence than those that grab headlines. Visibility doesn't equal power, invisibility does. When private corporations become essential to national security itself, traditional boundaries between government and business disappear. Oracle doesn't just serve the state, they've become part of it, creating a new form of corporate power that transcends normal democratic oversight. The real lesson isn't about databases or nuclear reactors. It's about how patient relationship building over decades can create corporate influence that governments cannot function without. What do you think about Oracle's nuclear-powered AI plans? Genius innovation or dangerous corporate overreach? Let me know in the comments below. If this hidden empire shocked you, hit that subscribe button for more stories about the invisible forces shaping our world. And if you think Oracle's power is mind-blowing, wait until you see our next video. This one will really knock your socks off.